A record-breaking find has left researchers shocked, as a revolutionary AI unearthed a jaw-dropping find under the Temple Mount, one of the most sacred and holy places on the planet. So what did the AI find, and how will this breathtaking revelation change our knowledge of the Temple Mount and its secrets? The solution is a tale that unites faith, history, and advanced technology, where millennia-old myths meet the might of modern science. If this kind of story touches your heart, if you're someone who cares about truth, responsibility, and speaking up for the voiceless, please like this video, subscribe to our channel Spark Science, and share it with someone who should hear it. Let's get started. The Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharif, towers above Jerusalem's old city like a stone crown upon holy ground. Its ancient walls, walkways, and portals whisper of empires upon empires, conquests, and prayers. While not the city's tallest, its religious importance stands above all the rest. For Jews, it is the location of Solomon's temple, the resting place of God, where the Ark of the Covenant once sat beneath golden cherubim. For Muslims, it is the noble sanctuary, the spot from which the Prophet Muhammad rode up into heaven during the night journey. The Dome of the Rock, with its shimmering golden crown, has stood there since the 7th century, flanked by the revered Al-Aqsa Mosque, Islam's third holiest site. For Christians, the Mount holds the memory of Jesus teaching, praying, and driving the money changers from the temple courts. In Hebrew scripture, this mountain is Har HaBayit, the Mount of the House, believed to be the very point where heaven touches earth. For millennia, the Temple Mount has been something more than a rocky hill, it has been the nexus of divine and human devotion. It is said in Chronicles that Solomon constructed his magnificent temple here on Mount Moriah, the same mount where Abraham offered Isaac. The Psalms refer to it as the holy mountain of God. But beyond tradition and scripture is silence, a silence created by war, conquest, and hundreds of years of prohibited digging. A web of ancient civilizations lies entombed beneath its stones, hidden by politics and piety both. Empire after empire inscribed itself across this holy plateau over the centuries. The Persians permitted the Jews to restore it after Babylon was destroyed. The Greeks defiled it. The Romans destroyed it in 70 AD. The Byzantines constructed churches, the Umayyads topped it with the Dome of the Rock, the Crusaders fortified it, the Ottomans rebuilt it, and the British ruled it. Each remodeled the location, but none dispelled its aura of mystery. To Jews it was still the abode of God's presence. To Muslims it was still a path to heaven. To Christians it was still a backdrop for Christ's most deep actions. But what actually lies beneath? That query has lured adventurers for centuries. In the 19th century, British engineer Charles Warren ventured down shafts and tunnels beneath Jerusalem, lit only by oil lamps. He uncovered chambers, water conduits, and secret places that suggested even more below the Temple Mount itself. But religious authorities shortly prohibited any digging. The ground was sacred. It was feared that disturbing it would stoke war. So the mount itself became a site no one would touch. However, remnants cropped up from its periphery. Following Israel's Six-Day War in 1967, archaeologists probed the areas around it, unearthing artifacts of the Second Temple, Roman forts, Crusader corridors, and Islamic palaces. The Western Wall tunnel was opened to expose centuries of hidden history. But the core of the mount was still closed off, until a curious blunder in the late 1990s. A load of earth was dug out of the mount and dumped in the Kidron Valley, but outrage ensued. But buried in that earth were pieces of history in weight. The Temple Mount sifting project started in 2004. Buckets of soil were sifted by archaeologists, students, and volunteers. More than 500,000 artifacts were found, king-inscribed coins, Crusader arrowheads, jewelry, pottery, and ivory combs. The most astonishing of all was the First Temple period relics, clay seals with priestly names, ritual items, and inscriptions that confirmed biblical accounts. What others had written off as myth was starting to form into historical fact. But even these discoveries were mere fragments. The largest secrets, people thought, were buried directly under the mount. And here, in the 21st century, AI came into the picture. Between 2021 and 2024, the group of researchers and technologists re-examined vintage British Mandate maps of Jerusalem, merging them with cutting-edge ground-penetrating radar and artificial intelligence processing. They concentrated on the Mount's southern border, near the Western Wall. Legends about concealed caverns, ancient stairways, and blocked chambers had persisted for millennia. Now, for the first time, technology lent credence to the myths. As radar beams cut through the bedrock, pictures appeared, walls, corners, and chambers not created by nature but cut by human hands. Cross-checking these scans with maps dated centuries ago showed near-identical matches. The evidence was irrefutable. Under the Mount were structures lost for more than 2 millennia. With digging prohibited beneath the Mount, scientists toiled in safety from the tunnels beneath the Western Wall. There, they revealed a stairway leading down into a forgotten antechamber. Byzantine crosses covered its walls. Lamps and offerings once rested in empty niches. But under this Christian stratum, they revealed something older. Giant ashlar stones fitted so tightly that even a knife could not find room to insert between them. These stones, dating back before Herod's construction, resembled the style of Solomon's time. The chamber's foundation suggested it had once been part of the first temple itself. And this was only the beginning. Further scans revealed something extraordinary, an underground water system of staggering complexity. Cisterns, aqueducts, and channels stretched beneath the Mount, coated with ancient waterproof plaster. Analysis dated the system to the First Temple period, centuries before Roman engineering. Its architecture also demonstrated control of hydrology, streams guiding rainfall, flood-preventing overflow pipes, ritual-purifying reservoirs. One basin specifically carried ash and organic deposit, indicating its application in temple sacrifices. Suddenly biblical accounts of temple rituals didn't seem so metaphorical after all. And then, the revelation that rocked science and religion alike. Scans deeper than ever before revealed a hidden stone entranceway. Behind it was a small room, untouched since the dawn of time. Inside, a small limestone basin sat in ashes, lamps, and remnants of incense. And inscribed on the surface of that basin was an inscription in Paleo-Hebrew. Time had weathered it away, but the words stood, a message of divine presence, of eternal spirit bound to that location. Scholars gaped. The inscription sounded like descriptions of the Holy of Holies, the most innermost of Solomon's temple, where God's presence purported to reside and where the high priest alone could enter annually. Until now, the Holy of Holies had existed only in tradition and scripture. Now, evidence implied its traces had been discovered. Responses were divided. Some Christians celebrated it as a sign of heaven and earth meeting once again, evidence of prophecy being fulfilled. Some Jewish leaders lamented the invasion of what could be Shechina's resting place. For them, this was not discovery but desecration, a breach of the holiest threshold. Muslims were scared of the political fallout, for Mount Zion remained sacred to Islam and in the custody of the Waqf. Authorities kept quiet about it, scared of public unrest. But in secret, researchers continued to develop non-invasive methods such as muon imaging, verifying additional chambers and tunnels below. Historians returned to ancient texts, no longer allegorical but as accounts of physical buildings and ceremonies. AI and archaeology in combination were rewriting the past, demonstrating that the legends of the Temple Mount had foundations in stone, water, and inscription. What does the future hold? Maybe it suggests that history and faith are closer together than many thought. Maybe it suggests that under Jerusalem's most disputed hill is a common heritage, evidence that all three Abrahamic religions stem from the same holy earth. Or maybe it suggests that there are more secrets yet to be discovered, hidden away by stone and time, waiting for the day that technology and bravery risk uncovering them. Temple Mount is still the world's most treacherous and holy archaeological site. Each artifact unearthed from its earth defies expectations. Each probe through its bedrock focuses questions previously lost. And now, with AI, humanity is closer than ever to knowing what really lies under the hill where heaven and earth converge.